After a Sunday address, the Holy Father prayed for the family of a young woman who disappeared from the Vatican 40 years ago.
Una terribile violenza tra bande rivali ha seminato morte.
Emanuela Orlandi was a 15-year-old daughter of a Vatican employee. She was last seen in late June 1983. Her mysterious abduction remains a topic of intense conversation and speculation in Italy. Joining us now from Rome is Andreas Thonhauser, EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief. Andreas, great to be with you today. First off, remind us, if you will, more about this case and the young girl's ties to the Vatican.
Yeah, thank you, Tracy. We have not reported too much about this case lately just because everything has been said already in the last 40 years. It's a tragic case of a teenager who went missing after a music lesson in the city center of Rome. Her father worked for the pontifical household of Pope St. John Paul II and was a citizen of the Vatican State. Now, there are not many lay people who are Vatican citizens and even fewer female teenagers who go missing. This fueled speculations and sparked headlines for decades now. Last year, Netflix came out with a series on the so-called Vatican Girl, which got a lot of viewers, especially here in Italy. Many people who might have had some involvement with the family or the teenager directly were interviewed. They speculated and offered various theories about what happened and whether Emanuela Orlandi is really dead or not. And today, newspapers and other news outlets are filled with headlines again about this case, not least because Pope Francis mentioned it so prominently.
And Andreas, as we mentioned, I mean, she disappeared almost exactly 40 years ago. That said, has there been any progress made in this case?
Yeah, well, the problem with this case is that after 40 years, there's still not a lot to report on it. A 15-year-old Vatican citizen attended a music lesson never to return again. There have been several investigations into this. The latest one was opened back in January of this year, where the Vatican chief prosecutor collected all available material and started the proceedings again to understand if it was appropriate to even speak of a crime or not. And Pope Francis had seen to it that the prosecutor would have maximum freedom to do so. And this month, the chief prosecutor confirmed, and I quote, "Some leads are worthy of further investigation." These leads were also shared with the prosecutor's office in Rome, so also the city of Rome could decide whether to open up an independent investigation. While the Netflix series and other media commentaries speculate that the Vatican might have been involved somehow in Emanuela's disappearance, there's been a lot undertaken on the side of the Church to bring clarity to this mystery. In 2019, for example, 2 tombs in the German cemetery inside the Vatican walls were opened because of a tip from the Orlandi family. Yet, nothing was found. And despite many investigations that had found nothing, the Vatican seems to remain open to pursue any lead that could resolve this mysterious and tragic case.
And Andreas, quickly, before I let you go, did the Holy Father shed any new light on this case during his remarks yesterday?
Well, during his remarks yesterday, he primarily expressed his closeness to the family and shared his condolences with Emanuela's next of kin, especially to her mother. He also assured them of his prayers, and he took the opportunity to express his closeness to all the families around the world who have suffered the disappearance of a loved one. It's not an easy case, Tracy, and we might never find out what really happened to Emanuela. Sadly, it also shows how quickly people are prepared to assume that the Church has something to do with any crime or incident.
Well, Andreas, thank you so much for your time in that report today. We appreciate it. Andreas Thonhauser, EWTN Vatican Bureau Chief. Thank you again.